Imagine this situation. You filed for asylum, VAWA, T visa, or another immigration process, but you keep asking yourself, do I have enough evidence? Will immigration believe my story? What if my case is denied? The truth is, many immigration cases have the same kind of an internal feeling. And today I want to talk about how to strengthen the case. Hello, my name is Ina Rivutsky. I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner and I work with immigrants all over the United States. I help people who are applying for VAWA, asylum, T visa, U visa, extreme hardship to make their cases stronger. Now, this video is for educational purposes only. I am not a lawyer. Now, let's talk about how to make your case stronger. One of the most common issues that I see in my immigration cases is people submit immigration applications, but they do not show the full impact of what happened to them. The immigration officers or judges may see a few documents and a short personal statement, but maybe some supporting documents could make it better for you. We always recommend that our clients have a very clear personal story. The first thing that immigration people are looking at is how your immigration experience impacted you on the emotional or medical or physical level. So, very short statements, it's difficult to understand for someone who's reading it. And we, of course, understand that it's really hard for you to revisit your trauma, but nevertheless, we work with clients to help them expand their immigration stories, to really open up and talk about the emotional aspect of what they've been through. Of course, I understand how difficult it is to revisit your traumatic events, and that's really understandable, but immigration decisions are often based on details and documentation. A client recently came to us because her attorney felt like the case did not have enough evidence. She was a victim of female genital mutilation. There was really very little documentation. She didn't have a police report because the procedure was performed by a village midwife and without anesthetics, and of course, without any paper trail showing the emotional and the medical consequences of the procedure. During our interview, she really just said yes or no. And it was very difficult for us to get information because of the level of trauma that this client experienced. Also, during our interviewing process, she very clearly talked about what we call post traumatic stress symptoms. She would dissociate. She would have nightmares. She found herself once under a sink in her cousin's apartment and didn't know how she got there. She was clearly describing to me her level of stress. In this case, a psychiatric evaluation and the report was the only evidence that she had. I also referred this client to other medical providers so we could show the level of distress that she was experiencing on the physical level. And writing this woman's report, we had to show the impact of trauma on her everyday life and how it impacted her daily activities. The USCIS requires this level of documentation in reports. It is important to show that the person really suffered. And this may include emotional distress, psychological issues. Immigration officers need to understand what you have been through and how it impacted you. So professional evaluations become a really important part of the evidence. We talk about psychological, psychiatric, we do different kinds of tests when we come up with diagnoses. We don't just write like simple papers. And this matters because a lot of our immigrant clients have experienced violence, experienced persecutions, witnessed all kinds of important things, and then they don't want to talk about it because they say, oh, it happened a long time ago. Um, Even if you've already have an immigration attorney, a psychiatric evaluation can be a very powerful tool that will help your lawyer to rely on additional evidence. So if you're going through an immigration process and you do not have a psychiatric evaluation, you're welcome to contact our office. We work with all 50 states. We work with clients from different cultural backgrounds. You don't need to bring a translator. We actually have a team of people that speak in different languages, and we sometimes use translation lines. So give us a call. Let's see how we can help you navigate this really complicated process. And of course, we work with your attorneys side by side to help you win the case.